Today's econ lesson is once again about complements and substitutes because we get a beautiful case study this week. Data's rolling in. We had a secret lair come out. It came out yesterday. It was the Hatsune Miku commander deck. Very cool, spicy. I mean, I don't know if spicy is the right word. There's cards in it and people wanted them. Sold out very quickly. But then there's the unlimited print run that's going to get printed next year, May, or whatever. Which, by the way, I wonder what these are selling for on eBay. I'll look that up later. Anyways, so let's just cut to the chase. The other secret lairs for Hatsune Miku have spiked in price recently, like the past week recently. Like, let's take a look. We can look at individual cards. I remember this Soul Ring selling for $40 right when it came out. It is now a $140 card. Pretty cool. A lot of that gain happened in the past year. I guess all of that gain happened in the past year. And a lot of that gain happened in the past week. And let's take a look at a... Geez, my face is in the way. Where can I put this? Up here. I'll tell you what these axes are. So what we're looking at, if you just want to get the point and be done, the point is that Hatsune Miku cards and secret lairs all dramatically rose in price in the past week, leading up to the sale of the commander decks that happened yesterday or 2 days ago when you watch this, or whenever you watch this. Hopefully this video is evergreen because the lesson in it is going to be evergreen. The line here, this yellow line, represents the price compared to what it was in mid-June, kind of when this graph starts. So mid-June, prices are at essentially like 1.0. They are what they are. And of course, by August 10th, prices are at almost 1.3. So that's a 30% rise in all of the secret lairs, Hatsune Miku. And what you might say, like, oh, that's not crazy. But what's kind of crazy along with that is what we see inside of these kind of teal lines, this bar chart, which is the rise in volume, right? People are buying this stuff frequently now. So this is all, you might say, like, Nick, this is very expected. Like, why are you making a big deal out of this? I think what's fascinating about this is that we all saw this coming. We all saw this coming from 1,000 miles away. We knew that there's a Hatsune Miku chocolatey fudge-coated commander deck coming out. We knew that there's already secret lairs that existed for Hatsune Miku. And if you're an evil, dirty scalper and you're smart, you would have picked these things up, right? And then you could sell them now. Right? You could have been buying these soul rings for $70 and now they sell for double and had a decent payday if you were one of the people who were selling on these days to these people who are interested in getting them to bling out, presumably, the commander decks that they also got. I guess I can look up the commander deck price right here. Hatsune Miku. Is there going to be... Oh, I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Commander deck. Just $500. And 7 of them sold. Usually around $300. Crazy. All right. Anyway, not the point of this video. So I'll move my face back down to the bottom right corner. Okay, so what is the point of this video? The point of this video is a couple things. First off is that compliments matter. People that have Hatsune Miku cards or get cool new Hatsune Miku cards, they go back in time to get the old ones to complete their set. I personally think, in a really broad way, all of Magic, like Magic sets kind of complement each other, right? Like the original Strixhaven complements the new Strixhaven. And we saw that. We saw a rise in demand for the old Strixhaven as the new Strixhaven came out. We're going to see the same thing with Kamigawa and Ikoria with the Titan Breach set coming out next year. We're going to see a surge in demand for Merfolk as the new Merfolk set come out. There's just these complements that go together and that people will go back in time and find the old cards that make sense with the new cards and that will rise the price of the old cards, sometimes dramatically. Old sets too. So this isn't just about speculating on singles, but if you're savvy with Magic, you can predict, oh, hey, like Ikoria is going to be in more demand because of Titan Breach. It might be a decent time to invest. But the thing about that specific example of investing in Ikoria now is that you might be earlier than you need to be investing in Ikoria now, because at least with Hatsune Miku, people don't catch on till game day. You know, like I said, we all knew this commander deck was coming out, and we had the deck list, I guess not too long ago, but we had the deck list before the prices spiked, and we knew that there wasn't going to be a special Soul Ring in it. It just makes sense that people would want the new shiny Soul Ring to put inside of their new shiny deck. And I say it just makes sense. Hindsight's 2020. But the question is there anything that we can do now to look into the future and say, oh, that's the kind of thing that in hindsight is going to be crazy obvious that people wanted that? And I think the answer to that is yes, particularly with, well, I'm going to call out an example, although it might not be the best one ever, but with Star Trek and how the foundations for spacecraft and planets and space travel has been laid in Edge of Eternities. This seems like a slam dunk. If there's going to be interesting spacecraft, which we know there will be spacecraft. Well, if they're interesting or not will kind of depend on spoilers and the zeitgeist of, you know, Twitter and what people think about it and say about the cards online and how Magic players feel. But there's obviously synergy between the cards that come in Edge of Eternities that deal with spacecraft, that are cool and powerful and interesting and whatever, and then Star Trek coming out. So now I'm going to caveat this, because hindsight is 2020, and then here I am kind of pretending that this 2020 hindsight is like perfectly useful for the future. And so let me caveat by saying that it is not obvious that Star Trek is going to be a slam dunk set that's going to sell tons of boxes. Anon was saying that Star Trek's going to be great. I think Star Trek's going to be great. I'm going to say it. My prediction is that Star Trek is going to be great and sell well and whatever. Although I also have to caveat that, because there's a difference between a set selling well and then a set like performing well, if that makes sense. Like Marvel Superheroes sold well by all metrics. Not all metrics, but a lot of metrics. Marvel Superheroes is a successful set. But was it successful in kind of the vision of the Magic community, like the people that, in my opinion, whose opinions really matter? I don't think so. I think Marvel Superheroes was just like an okay set. I don't think it's going to be like, I don't know. It's just not legendary, so to speak. It's not Final Fantasy. Put it that way. So, right, I've been caveating so many things. Getting back to the point. I believe that there's going to be an opportunity to speculate on Edge of Eternity singles and sealed and make money when Star Trek comes out. For example, there's a card like Loading Zone. I have it on my thumbnail. I actually don't have it pulled up. I should just pull it up. Loading Zone. Did I buy 1,000 million copies of this before making this video? No, actually. I'm not going to buy a single one. Because that's not the point. The point is that a card like this, if one or more counters will be put on a creature, spacecraft, or planet you control, twice that many of each of those kind are put on instead. Spacecrafts, planets, creatures, it sounds good. It's also like $1. I mean, this card's so cheap. I take it back. I'm going to buy like 5. I'm going to buy 5. This card's so cheap. So there's like a real possibility, in my opinion, that this card spikes. And frankly, it's probably going to spike because of speculators. And so, you know, if the price is already $5-10, then you probably missed the boat. But if it's still like $1 card, and then it goes to $5-10, that's honestly like kind of where I'd sell. Which it sounds pitiful. It's a stupid. This is all for funsies, you know. This is just like if you want to throw in real money, invest in like Edge of Eternities collector booster boxes or something like that. I think it will all go up. But you can see here this obvious synergy between Edge of Eternity's single and the set, the Star Trek set. There's other cards that might be better too. As a side note, the fact, like, I don't actually think I said the loading zone is probably going to spike because of speculators and not actually because it's going to be played. I say that because it's a green card, and I just don't see the green being the color of spacecraft or planets in a way that makes sense. Also, planets as a mechanic is so slow that it's hard for me to imagine it being good. So this isn't so I'm this video is just caveats the video, but my point is that I can't do, all the work for you. You might need to do some research for yourself, but the reality is that there is a real possibility that, just like how Hatsune Miku spiked the other Hatsune Miku cards, and just like how other Magic sets have come out and spiked the sealed boxes or cards that complement that set, that we could see Edge of Eternity's singles and sealed spike up with the coming out of Star Trek because of all the synergies, the obvious synergies between the sets. Some of that might just be driven by speculators speculating with speculators, like I think Loading Zone could be an example of. But then there could be real demand. I imagine, for example, if play booster boxes of Edge of Eternities are still like 180, I think there's a reprint coming, I'm not sure, but if they're still like 180, I could see them going up to 220, and that would not be speculators, in my opinion. I believe that that would be real demand. People being like, oh yeah, Star Trek, this is really fun. What's another set that scratches that space itch? Oh yeah, Edge of Eternities that just came out a year ago. So that's the thought. I think that there's something to this. I obviously don't have this all the way flushed out, nor have I a thesis on how to make tons of money from it. Besides my 10 copies, what did I say last time? 5. Besides my 5 copies Loading Zone, going from $1 to $10. Oh, it's so dumb. But there's a concept here, and I'm happy to share it with y'all. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, 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 subscribe.